The first video of the day captures a dramatic chain reaction crash between two container trucks. It started when a truck stopped suddenly in the middle of the road. The truck behind swerved left to avoid a collision, but another truck from behind slammed into it, crashing into the rear and smashing through the concrete barrier. Debris filled the air and both trucks were heavily damaged. Miraculously, no one was hurt, and a nearby woman on a motorbike escaped just in time. This incident is a stark reminder. Keep a safe distance, stay alert, and never take road conditions for granted. Speed is nothing without control. One slip can cost everything. Slow down and stay sharp. Oh my goodness. Unbelievable. No matter how skilled you are, pushing the limits on busy roads can turn deadly in an instant. Always adjust your speed to the conditions and keep both hands and full attention on the wheel. One moment of carelessness is all it takes for everything to spiral out of control. Shocking. A man on a motorbike tried to flee from traffic police, coming dangerously close to hitting an officer. This is a serious violation of the law. Let this be a reminder. Fleeing the police risks lives. One reckless move can change everything. Obey the law. It's hard to believe what was caught on camera. A man on a motorbike sped down the road, lost control, and crashed into the median. The violent impact launched him into the air. He landed hard on the front of a truck. Miraculously, he hit the ground unharmed. Remember, speed thrills, but it can also kill. Control your motorbike. There may not be a second chance.
Right. It's alright.
A heartbreaking incident unfolded, a devastating crash. Let's take a look from another camera angle. Here, we see the moment it all went wrong. A truck suddenly swerved to enter a gas station, but the driver failed to check his blind spot. In that split second, a tragic collision occurred. A man lost his life after being struck twice beneath the truck's wheels. Let this be a painful reminder. Sudden lane changes without checking blind spots can cost lives. One careless move behind the wheel can turn fatal. The truck driver rushed out of his vehicle and ran to the victim, but it was already too late. Tragic. The camera captured the moment a man on a motorbike attempted to cross the road into an alleyway opposite. He failed to check his surroundings carefully and collided with a Rolls-Royce. But what happened next left many people outraged. The motorcyclist calmly turned his bike around and rode straight into the alley, just before the car's driver could step out. Shocked, the driver rushed after him into the alley. Let this be a reminder. Always check your surroundings before crossing, and if you're at fault, face it. Running only makes things worse. No way. A driver lost control while reversing, sending the car speeding forward. It struck a passing motorbike, then crashed into a parked car. The rider was pinned between the vehicles, but miraculously survived. This terrifying incident highlights just how dangerous a simple driving error can be. When reversing, even the slightest lapse in control can lead to devastating consequences. What a crash! A woman on a motorbike stopped in the middle of the road to buy something from a roadside stall. Realizing she was too far from the curb, she began to push her bike closer to the edge. But disaster struck. Another motorbike came speeding down the road without paying attention and crashed into her with brutal force. Both riders were thrown violently across the street and rushed to the nearest hospital. This serves as a sobering reminder. Stopping in unsafe places and riding without attention can turn everyday moments into life-threatening tragedies. On a narrow bridge just wide enough for a single car, a motorcyclist was preparing to cross. She politely yielded, allowing the car to go first, but unexpectedly, as she backed her motorbike down the slope, she lost control. The bike toppled and fell into the field below. Always stay aware of your footing and balance, especially on slopes. When possible, turn around instead of reversing a motorbike. It's safer and gives you better control. Incredible and terrifying. A motorbike crossed the road without checking for oncoming traffic. As a result, a passenger van traveling on the main road had no time to brake and swerved in an attempt to avoid the woman. But it was too late. The motorbike was violently struck and thrown across the road, and the van overturned in the crash. This is a stark reminder. Always check carefully before crossing any road. A single careless move can endanger not just you, but everyone around you. On the highway, a white car lost control of its speed and steering, crashing hard into a container truck traveling in the same direction. Then, a terrifying chain reaction collision followed. The impact pushed both vehicles into the path of an oncoming truck. All three vehicles were severely damaged. This time, luck was nowhere to be found. What this shows is simple, yet sobering. Without full control at high speeds, one mistake can unleash devastating consequences. Precision and caution aren't optional. They're life-saving. That was terrifying. Even on an empty road, danger lurks in the quietest moments. Don't let the lack of traffic fool you. Stay fully alert and never let your speed get out of control. Complacency on the road can turn a simple drive into a deadly mistake in an instant. Your life, and the lives of others, depend on constant caution and respect for the limits. These videos prove that speed is a key factor that must never be ignored. In this incident, the police car failed to notice the situation and caused a collision. Both vehicles had been slowing down to yield, but the police car didn't recognize the hazard ahead and didn't reduce its speed, leading directly to the crash. It's a strong reminder. Constant attention and timely reactions are essential, especially in traffic where even a moment's lapse can lead to disaster. It's clear the car made a sudden left turn, while the motorbike was approaching at high speed. As a result, the collision became almost impossible to avoid. This incident shows exactly what happens when timing, speed, and awareness don't align. Speed isn't just a factor. It's the silent killer behind most traffic tragedies. Again and again, it transforms everyday moments into chaos, leaving behind wreckage, injuries, and heartbreak. No matter how skilled a driver may be, excessive speed strips away control and leaves no room for error. It's a dangerous gamble that too often ends in irreversible loss. This was a nearly unavoidable accident caused by high speed and poor driving skills. How helpless the rider must have felt in that split second. No way to stop, no time to react. It's a clear warning. Speed without control is a recipe for disaster. No matter the road or the reason, skill and caution must go hand in hand. The silver car turned left without looking, and in seconds, disaster struck. Both cars, speeding toward each other, collided and were hurled into the tree-lined median. It's heartbreaking how one careless turn can turn lives upside down. Always slow down. Always stay alert. Oh no. What's your take on this intense moment? Which vehicle set off the devastating chain reaction crash? One wrong move was all it took to trigger chaos. In this situation, how would you handle the vehicle to avoid a collision? Would you slow down or swerve like in the video? Remember, sudden swerves at high speed can cause more harm than good. It's always safer to reduce your speed and stay in control to avoid accidents. That's the final crash in today's video. Let it be a reminder, stay alert, drive safely, and look out for one another. Follow our channel for more real stories and driving lessons. We hope you continue growing into a skilled and responsible driver. Until next time, stay safe on every road you travel, and thank you for watching.